Please tell us your name.
Amla Tsering Dolma.
Tsering Dolma.
Tsering Dolma.
Tsering Dolma. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, asked us to record your experiences so that we can share your memories with many generations of Tibetans, the Chinese, and the rest of the world. Your memories will help us to document the true history, culture, and beliefs of the Tibetan people. Do you give your permission for the Tibet Oral History Project to use this interview?
Concertchogi Kalab Lamdunshi Nganzugi Amalagi Mitsina Nguyu Nyamyong Chungwa Jorwa, the Durup Shugi Yore, and the Pe Mirik Tan Garik, and Zamling Mimala Teagi Chedore, and the Nyamyong Dunzu Nane, and Pegi Lugu Kari Meta Rishun, Komshi, and Ije Tangma Sebushin Toyagi Chedore, Taring Tiwa Tilen Cheba Jorwa, Amla, Tinganzula Peju Tanyagi Amalagi Katu Nangi Revela.
And that's low.
Nganzula Peju Tang Chogurue Lugudi. Ta Amalagi Taringanzulia Tiwa Tilen Nangi Yorwa, and Tiwa Tilen Nang Shabaj Yorwa, Dinganzuta Nganzugi di Peju Tanyala Amlaka to Nangirwala.
Tadi Kis Narana, young, Unitanishu, Nara Tangura, Ya, Naranzuka, Joytion of Kal Mangaji Legata Karina, Tuatil Karina, Tinduinani, Tata Kari Shuchunanga Shuil. And the member Yan chick the day Shinda the Yan to make like a Shinda, the Kaja Shinda of the Tindana Aduya, Mountain Tajoation of the Hakajita, the building Digal and Suha Mel.
So I will give permission for anyone.
Go ahead.
That follows the advice of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, because for me on this world there is no one other than His Holiness.
I see. Okay. Thank you for offering to share your story with us.
And Amlagi Taring Azula Lugu Sumba de Tujiche.
During this interview, if you wish to take a break or stop at any time, please let me know.
Tanganzu Tiwa Tilen Nangirwa Amla, Dikabla Amlaka Goya Dinde Dunaka Sungna Digre.
Okay. If you do not wish to answer a question or talk about something, let me know.
Yan Tiwa Gugurwa Amla, Tiwa Kashila Lane Kundu Menge Dindina, a lake Yabki Men Sung Shana Digre.
If this interview was shown in Tibet or China, would this be a problem for you?
And it had Tiwa Tilen Nangirwa Amla, and Nangbading Anzu Purda, Yana, the Walla Tembe, Amala Kangi Kan your West.
Not that Tatapal Yamyo Marilla, in the Chimano, Chick Tatapalkanga, Uvelegas, Korachia Manula, Tatapal Kake, Come Taduina, Tat Matukanga Yoyak.
No, I have not had any such experiences in the past, nor, do I do anything that should give me any problem.
Okay. We are honored to record your story and appreciate your participation in this project. Amala, please tell us how old you are today.
I'm 87 years old.
87. And where were you born?
I'm like the Tungsagi Lumba de Mingla Karina.
Phenpo.
It's called Phenpo.
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 It's behind Lhasa.
Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and what kind of experiences you had as a child?
In Amla Bogo Chinju Jimbe Kablarwa, Tanda Yamyong Karitabuch Tensu Duel.
Fuchinju Galanita, Shiranita Yamyos Shirayom, Tanga Kasana Azala Shutai, Chunjukane Pamadayata, Pama Mevche, Bobo Momogus, Bobo Momoga. They are loaded, they live to the Bobo Momogula, the Jugachi. Take you got up, she take you to Tinder in the Chendaya and Chimbucha. Take you in the Yimashi. Shimbeka Tanga Pamani Amanchundin, Tronsar, Pavani Kasane Shubata, Mammy Tansa, the Mat Sansan Matan Sarval, and Cheta 시라시라니 띵아 쉬어세메 보모자 대야다 보모 수익금 제부다가라니.
I haven't had much experience as a child. As I told you before, I didn't have my parents and I was brought up by grandparents. My mother died when I was very young and my father had been sent to the Chinese border as a soldier. So I lived with my grandparents and then I worked paying taxes.
What kind of work did you do?
And amlagi chale kare nangimbe.
레가니다 부구갈라니 단다 쉬었다 그래 로족 숨내sun도 울라 주가 두고 bombe 우태 주가 울라 주가 두고 내니 로 줍준 줍게 달리 주 나말 때 나마 저가 제tin 종배 나말 저제 나마 콜레시라 야고 마중 제니 궁다만 교제는 자갈용 당분에 걸도 용기사 중에 가산에 쉬었다 그래 당분에 저신호부터 번지름 지자가 지구나 가둘라 아니 자갈랩송 디가 qabla 자갈랩 거인래.
I told you earlier, as a child of around 13 years, I was working as a paying labor tax for the leader of the region. And then when I turned around 17, 18, I was given away in marriage. But the marriage didn't work out well. And saying that I wanted to go on a pilgrimage, I came to India. At the time, His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and the Panchen Lama were on a visit to India.
Well, before we hear more about that part of your life, could you tell me, when you lived with your grandparents, you were only a little girl. Why were you paying taxes, or did they have to pay taxes, and you had to help them?
다 탄데 암라기 제기 루규디 아주 제라 제와 탄데고 배야 돈죠. 암라 보고 춘주 진배 갑래야 보보다 모모 차라 슈기여와. 엔디 갑라 태기 울라를 패고고도와. 근데 태 울라디 암라 랑기 태 울라레 야 보보 모모 가지 로빠 남기외.
보보 모모가 보보 모모 서교로 아빠 아마 매선다. 티비 보보 모모 울라탄 살다 로지기로 야 로테 리프티잖아.
I told you I lived with my grandparents, so the grandparents sent me to perform labor tax.
To perform labor tax. Were they elderly people that they needed your help?
And bobo momo lo chimbo chen amlagi ropa chigugu yorwe.
네, 예 모모는 하나 시간과 당부요 말이야. 제 구월에 다 밀된 중준에 제 구월을 로침불리도 제 구월에 간자 당부요 말이야. 보보 모모니까 간자 당에 땡아디 당이요 그런가 로족숨 될리 중이 쪽숨 될리고요 그때 nga urajuga nga timbe toache go.
My grandparents were elderly. And just like I have problems with my legs now, they had problems with their legs, and I was the only one who was, well. So I had to go and perform the labor tax at the age of 13.
What did you do to perform the labor tax? What kind of work?
아니 울라지요로와 암라 울라디 내가 코랑 가르치고 그요래.
내가 대가리 땅 아주 룽바지요로발. 다 룽바디 대지요 대들 다 시가지요로발. 다 범이 다 라브라나 카 차장 카 근데 시가요로발. 온딘데 다 미시 코나주 그다 시가 코나주 신데르바. 다 컨조 요구 주고 거랑아주 랑글레가 치고요. 사가 사신 레가 치고 아유 가리 딱 다리 가 지스나 가리쿠쇼스나 아주 제고 거다 미시디게 대코랑 유베 미시디게 제고 거래.
In my village there was a private estate. These estates either belong to monasteries or ladangs, and we had to serve in the houses or farming or any kind of work that the tenants needed to do, we had to do.
Mm-hmm. So were your grandparents tenants of this land? Was it owned by a monastery or a ladang?
Tanda amalagi pobo momojiorwa. Ta tanda shigadi miserwa. Shigadi gomba chazan jigire, labran jigire, karire.
아주 시가디 내마 시당 아주 올라 요새디 테레를 chazan jigire. 데리 딱 나가 다 아주 트레인업 돼서 수업체나 리붕 리지스야 되게 자산적으로 되게 시거래.
Drikung Riji.
리붕 리지스야지 시가 저 되게 시거래 됐다. 되게 다 뒤콘도 그 신이 있다 내가 가리유나 아주 두고 거를 다디.
The private estate in our village belonged to the Drikung Riji, and my grandparents were the tenants of this estate, and we had to do any kind of work that had to be done.
Were all the people in your village, were they all tenants working either for a monastery or for a private estate?
Amla number 2기 정습 지어와 디나라 미창마 다 곰바 이나리 카리나 시가지기 내가 징해를 미세를
아주 대고고지 동반이서 디 시가 되는 걸 내가 제고거를 아니 야 치중카 카니 아주 충어들이 시가 되는 걸 내가 제고거래 야 치아지 사신 때 망아 제교절 다는데 야 흉랑 그냥 제지 교고거를 당아도 단데 중 들어라 다 종받들어라 제들어라 미시 교고 말을
슝 all the people in our village, they worked for this private estate, and there were two kinds of taxes. There was a smaller tax and the larger tax. So we were the smaller taxpayers working for this private estate, while the larger taxpayers owned more size of land, and they paid taxes to the government.
Okay. And if you're a smaller taxpayer, did your grandparents own any land or have animals that that you had to pay taxes about? Or
amla number 2 태 춘주 디땡에 레도와 태 디테야기 된다라 빨라 amlagi pobo momolalwa 사자다 싱가딘데 요르웰
싱가데지 요르 다 태디게 규약된 저지라 다 싱가 친구 요 말이지 친구 요 말이지 다 태싱사가 제전되지 요르
In order to pay this small tax, my grandparents owned a small land holding, which is called, telshing, land tax.
uh-huh. And did they work that land? Did they grow any food there or graze animals on that land?
아니 싱가 춘주시도와 보보 모모랄라. 싱가 디간리야 뚠도 답기래 심진 초기래.
뚠도 때그래. 다치 수수다 그래. 다 보보 모모기 미체기 태싱르알 세상 보보 모모 그런 게 따고 그래. 다 됐던다 그러지 중나 다 다 태규야 미itenra 버리다냐 다 요마디네. 다 미itenra 부 태규야 미itenra. 이 사야도 고 임베게 저리다.
Yes, my grandparents, they cultivated this small area of land, though it wasn't sufficient, but we had to, live on income from this land.
Mm-hmm. About how big was it? If you look around where we are, how large a piece of land was it?
다단다 서싱 지어라 보보 모모라 얘기지. 단다 암라도 시바이나 갸첼루 지어래 서싱디.
다 갸첼루 지어이나 다 지중아도 별이나 디시그랬다. 멤버 멤버들이 니마리 멤버 멤버서 신가 저라들 멤버 시그랬다. 니마리 뭐야 저라 니마 간자 뭐야 저들 멤버서 다 멤버 니데지요를.
In Tibet, we measured land according to the size that could be plowed in a day. Mm-hmm. So we owned two such area of land.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the land belonged to the estate, is that correct? And you were just allowed to use it.
단다 사자 지어와 아마 단다 멤버 잡사 니만니기 멤버 잡사지 디 시가 디게 사자 제 아니 보보 모모라게 된다 수수
다 디리도 다 슝거 다 자와 슝르와 다 슝네 되네 형아도 다 미시라다 태규가 미된다고 다디 시가 디 가도 다 태규어와 다 사자디 때문에 내가 그다 따베다 가지 간가 수수 제고래 다칼 사자동 것이 되고요. 면도 이겨야 지게.
The land actually belonged to the government, and the private estate gave it to the tenants, and we had 2 plots of such land.
Plots of land.
And they just gave an empty land, and we had to till and do everything.
Wow. Okay. And you said there wasn't enough land to sustain you. So where did you get the rest of your food and nurturing?
Tanda saja chunju jora
Ra.
amla. Tadi susula dangya da merwa.
Ra.
Ta madang dukane any dangya ge thendala shemba dunsu khawane ragi yore amla.
칼라야 진짜 내 가상 쉬송할 불면 괜찮라 불면 그 간라 불면 깨가 간라 깨가 저 근데 제 미세 되면 저에 손지 차대요래 차대고 오래다 된지
As I told you earlier, when it wasn't sufficient, then we had to take loans, and then interest upon interest was calculated upon the loans, such that the people could not endure it.
What did the people do when they could no longer endure it?
Ane mimang cholaya ta kega kanla kega kya mima kange kima tudu gane ane 가르치기 요죠.
다또 쇼쇼라더니 단다 부마쇼자도 할땐 겨울음지 토지 거든라더니 깨갈 불면 뭐를 랑샤교 자야 이버지 깨가 자야 되면 랑 처음에 손에 다디 매서나요 겨울음지 쓰나요래 어디라면 시시 딱 안주다 부그러와 딱 안주 그 밤에 가네로 랑가도 지나라 대테라 임버달
Just before we lost Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama proclaimed that only the principal sum of loan may be repaid, and that interest should not be charged on the loan. But otherwise, I think since very long time ago, this was in practice.
And so you had to help pay off that loan. What kind of work did you do as a little girl, Amala?
And amla chinchu imbe kablarwa
Lao.
and chale khande raw nang imbe.
다 준주가라 다가래 오빠지와 다 별로 대슈링다 푹 다가한테 다 준주가네 아니 제 교가다 올라자다 준주가로 싱아도 다니 버주다 똑같이 순제자 쇼도 이마시시 야가지야 라산 변에 다 롱아 두드발네 버주 똑같다 도라다 준주가네 날 미매선다 아니 로야 체찬다 중이 주죽순 집알입주더네 아니 울라주가 되나리 땅알 엠해세골 페르다 울라주가 다가나일 싱레치야다 울라주가 되나다
When I was little in Tibet, say about 5 or 6 years, at that time I would be raising cows because there was nobody else in the house to do that. And then when I turned like 13, 11, 12, 13, I did farming, and otherwise my whole life in Tibet was just performing labor tax.
Yeah. So the labor tax is actually you were having to work in order to have that land that your grandparents lived on, correct? It was like paying off that land or renting that land.
우라스나르와 암라 단다 암라기 보보 모몰라 닐레야 사자지 슝기라 여와 시가자네 다 사자디기 다 카르라워다 림바드라우직
오래
단다 올라
다디 제달 제 주고거를
That's correct.
That land. And can you tell us some of the at 13 farming, and then from 13 until you left Tibet, you were spending your whole time doing that?
아니 암라 공로 쪽섬네 지안이르발라 다 베샤네 추 마페바도 아니 야 울라다 잘레 다가라 낭
다가라인 티네 코네니 마포보 모모자 주데랄 티네 나말테는 태야 나말테 도셀웅바 통바콜레 야테 주고라 다가란테 주가란레
Yes, that very kind of work I performed, and later I was given away in marriage, and even that family, they also had to pay tax, and it was the same kind of work that I did.
Did that mean was your childhood and your young teenage years, was it they very sad or hard for you?
데스디가네 암라 공로 춘주 임베갑체르와 아니 중니 조금 줍시 디냐레야게 두주지어와 딘주 상마직 교보다 강에 더직 동에 더딘데 중바더지나
동아라보다 다 가르소래 로춘주간에 파맘 테라 직제 파맘 매버 직제 아니 이단에 태울라 고라 주가치 태울라 주사고래 부구 로충탄 태울라 주살래 부구텔 주마레 부테 주수마레선 다직 데게 강아라부터 시라 태게 열다 때때인데 방구 태게 열래 이다라부터 때때 땅 열래 아니네 가지고 다
Yes, I faced a number of difficulties. One was that I didn't have parents, and the second was that I had to perform the labor tax, but I was small, and then I used to be chided and beaten for coming to work because I was too small to do the kind of work. So I have suffered quite a lot.
And when your grandparents, did they pick somebody for you to marry? And how old were you when they wanted to have you married?
Amla jelaya amla namal tangdoala. Nama tangdugane tini bobo da momla ni nangyorvela.
Re bobo momoni namal tene tin tap karina to ta so ro ta ngat phulungbe loksela. Nga bobo momo namal te 나마테서 군에 디네가 자갈이 온주테네 군주자네 용어래 ngare pobo momo nan mare namatose nan dine 용어래.
Yes, my grandparents gave me away in marriage, and when I came to India, it was not from my grandparents' home, but from the home that I was given away as bride.
How old were you when you were given away as a bride?
And amla nama tangdugane khonglo khajuina.
nga lo chopkel namal tangrel lo nishul bugjite jerel a lo nishu tanga liptu bugtine thonsol ngare ka liptu tane laon te chagal lipti palo chumason.
I was 18 years old when I was given away in marriage, and at the age of 20 I had a child, and when I was 25 the child passed away. And then I came to India and was not able to return to Tibet.
I see. And why did your grandparents give you away in marriage? Because didn't they need you to help them pay the tax?
Ani amlagi pobo momola yorwa.
Lare.
Ani lo chopkene amla namal tangdoa.
Lao.
Karichin tangina kaisina kunsulage amla gora nangla rokpachinge.
Sam pobo momla ti yugo bugu yorle. 요야 보고 뭐라 보고 다 친구자 부시요래 요야 아직 다들 랭가 마음이 랭가 돕소 제대 치료를 제가 로데거라 따따가 안할때 난 부모난 야대 말아 내가 치료 남았단 그런 사자 없음들
my grandparents had other children. They had 4 sons. A few were were soldiers, and some worked as stone cutters, and I was working in the house, but they then gave me away in marriage.
Did you know the man that they gave you away in marriage to?
Amla namatang sa jiorwa. Digi anda kyoga di dingun la amla sinyo yuna.
나마다 사 조고다 디디디체네 콩콩이 자갈림네 카이케슬
Mare amla namatangi yorwala. Dingunene midi ngoshingi yuna.
앙아도 다 롱바파 주들이 다 종바파 니데라고 디기링다본데 가도 니데라본데 라즈부산데 롱바파 주들이
Ngoshingi yorwa.
모싱거를
We knew each other because we were in nearby villages like here and Dikiling.
Were you happy to get married?
근데 amla didukane ta nama joyala gabu chunguyona.
라세 가보다 중요 말이 다 소스나 샤도 두두 가보다 중요 말이 딱 거는 미 록소리 지금 로고도 할 간제네 마세네.
I wasn't particularly happy, but it was the custom to go away in marriage.
And then did you live in your own home or did you live with the man's family?
Ani amla di jelaya ani susu nangla dere ani thanda nang nama dosa nang dila phapena.
Nama dosa phapun ta nama dosa na dera. Tini jaga yung kola dengan nama dosa nang kone yung ada jaga yung tu tene. Ta penjurum chi jaurum chi jaga nasi chi yung nang dosa tu ta mikang ka urjang rugu yorwale. Anga zo ta ngani jo chodo do chone yung ada. Chodo do chone yung ana ngani jaga le. Jaga le ne ya logic ni lo ma chur pa. तो खारो बुझे जगह डू या मासे चे ने जगह ले आने फिशर था संगाजो संगे ते जगह छिक्यो ना कुछ उंटू चने थे गाजो आने गाजो ते था गाजो लोसा यो माला थे ने गाजो लुंगबल शोसारा
I went to live in my husband's home after marriage, and it was from there that my husband and we sort of escaped to India, because at that time it was learned that His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Panchen Lama were visiting India, so we too did. And then we couldn't go back for around 2 years because we went on a pilgrimage to Mount Kailash. And then Tibet was lost, and His Holiness came to India, and then we didn't go back.
I see. So, your first trip out of India was the same year, out of Tibet, was the same year that His Holiness was in India. And did you go to where he was, or just go to India?
다 암라 남바서 당보 변에 수 대용도로와 디 경구름 부친게 야갈에 페베 로디 찍바데 레도와라
어디가래다 에 변제름 부친다 당보 변제름 때다 야갈라티 군두니 내실 지고 나서 온 뒤로디네 채팅아 야갈레 그냥 점이라고 마셔오는 가지 발레 살을 점이 두고 땅에 통만요 나라레 두고 땅만요 미 두고 땅아 통마서 따네
His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Panchen Lama were on a pilgrimage to India, so that's when I too came, and it was way before the Chinese attacked, and so I have not witnessed any suffering on my part or any other being, subjected to suffering.
Amala, what was that like to go from Tibet and then go to India for the first time, and such a big change in climate and country? What was that like for you as a young wife?
다 amla nambazu ta phene su gyagala phebrowa
라레
ta sidugane lo chunju cherwa sajape mandra jigla phebdwa gyagala di khande dabuch chungso di kabla amla khande dabuch chungso
다 가랑 아주 당고니 내시라 미 지금 안에 상계자네 다 점불링레메 구시 정하서 중설 다베페 가보든데 중서 자버름지 자반지름지 잘라마산순 강가자 제자당 아주 롱바 기부든데 제레려서 다 두두간에 산제 딱 광에게 다 내고 차춘부지 탄다 두주 야구샤야 요마탕 아주 소주 차춘부지 들려가나가라 아주 땅아주 차춘부지 아니 구요 말에 아주 니 가르부지 꼭 자가 두고 아니 가르부지 꼭 저가지 일로지 indi tangan ji de loni de theba le so ndi chen pel male de tin
So when we made this pilgrimage to India and saw His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Panchen Lama, we were so happy as none in the world might have experienced. And we did a pilgrimage and we made offerings, though we weren't rich enough to make offerings. And then we went to Mount Kailash on pilgrimage. And then it was 2 years and we never got to go back to Tibet.
So where did you see His Holiness and the Panchen Lama in India? Where?
Gyaganalaya amlagi ani kyangurumbuchenda pension rumbuchen saja khawala jeswe.
to jidela jaso ora nasir jaso ora nasir to jidela la nima mangbo jasol tayama chipyuna che tang tin jaga thile cha 이 자가 청소 때문에 그 니만인가 딱 자가 코로나 중에 또 두고 또 가지고 되게 열니까 자가 선제기 자가 지금 삼네
I saw His Holiness and the Panchen Lama in Bodh Gaya and in Varanasi for many days. We would, run to seek, to see His Holiness and the Buddhas, even on hungry stomach.
Yeah, I wondered, how did you, it doesn't sound like you had a lot of money in your, maybe you did, in your family. How did you get the money to make such a trip?
네 암라 넘버 솔로와 디갑라야 응으시라니 얘기 말에 아니 다른 분들데 간데 지네 아니 펩투소
다 디디 전에 가서 자가 거든지 인데 거든지 가서 릴라자 같이 링기 요 말을 안저 릴리 कुमा रो ते गरे खाना ठने 릴라자 कुन माटे रो ते गरे अनि यागे थिसु या सिमला बुले या कुली जुगा दुगो गरे अनि गुंगे थिसु ज्यादिङ मा थोंडा जगा जे ताव जिजे ता दिने फा लोया इंबे केजर फेरल ता लोया इंबे केजर ति लोया इंदि तने ते क्यावरम जी ता फे तिनदे शोर दिचे क्यावरम छि मासुरि छिबिनारसे अन्त लोया छु मा छु दि तिनदे छे लावरे.
Yeah, India is very beneficial. In those days, we didn't pay any train fare. We just used the train without paying anything. And during summer, we, worked in, did some work in Simla. And during winter, we did small trades. And then we planned to go back to Tibet. But at that time, Tibet was lost, and His Holiness came to India.
So Then I don't understand, if you went to India, to Bodh Gaya, to see His Holiness or meet with him in Varanasi, when did you go to Mount Kailash?
Ani amla number sorwala ta doje dingda Varanasi la pe ni kyang ro mechin de penjiro mech jerwa ani khang ro mechin la khadu pe imbe
다 달로 군거들 대피브라 접수치다 penjiro chita 군두니 다 군거들 피브라 군건 다와들 다 피브라 가서다 군거 다와들 피주전 당 안쪽 다티 군거들 전에 지가들 다 주갈 진다 니바데 들에 갈 치머들 진다 니바스 발티 가를 치르고 콤바잠 짠치 버리네야.
His Holiness and the Panchen Lama arrived in Bodh Gaya around the winter months. So then in the spring month, like the second and the third lunar month, we were on foot and we walked to Mount Kailash.
Wow. From India, from Bodh Gaya, you walked to Mount Kailash.
아니 도저 딩네 진네 강 렘부치 봐도 콤바 갸비나 암라 콤바 갸비
도저 딩다 디리 India ka sanza phala jaga rili nange sanda shuma sol kuma jaf rili dil tigas lingu yamare ningje jaga shumkati chimbu inga do ye sa su pa rili babun de tenga do thonsa tip tip phojiliya tigas ku singi tan yamare ta dili chenga dili chen sanza phala nga do rili kanja chiri ta pesa marele phe yamara and Tinea Almora says that Tinea song chicken, Combajan Simmer.
As I told you before, till the border of Indian border, we took the train, and we didn't pay anything, and the ticket collectors also didn't ask ask us the fare, and from Almora then we walked to Mount Kailash.
Why were you able to travel without pay on the trains? Why was that?
아니 amla number so really 나리야 ngui 마테네 칸데스 페토비나.
다 누구야? 다 지진이 진짜한테 야마치 담이 건조가 리리바부터가 유열에 지기도 할래. 담이 제가 흉가딘 침보령 아주 전사 말을 흉가딘 치타네 다들 누구마다 나 조금에 숨고 있기를 봐. 때네 말 그슛 심단데 둥치 잡쇼면 숨고기라 야 쩔어 레그로 건조 공한도 꼴래 쩔어다 포지루 아기알로 디가세 안 직대요 말이야.
Well, the ticket collectors, yes, ticket collectors maybe knew about our situation, and the Indian government is very benevolent, and perhaps they had instructed these ticket collectors not to take any fares from us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So, how did you? How long did you stay at Mount Kailash?
남라 강릉부치엘이야 규링을 슈베.
강릉부치엘라 가름 지 군대를 당한도 합단이 이제 미시 대야 조마선을 가름 지 군대를 가딘 다진 구상 슈그르 미 표슝 다진 동 나와 완전 변다 시베 세베 중간이 뭐야 다진 두는 그래 다진 리슈 다진 두젠 대 다진 산에 되는 것도 다 미는 거 탕하더니 가르지 강고니 숨드네 겹수고 당한도 껴더니 내 때문에 겹수고 말을 강 다른 거 요를 인디네 마찬 땡아도 마토마반 젠 냐자갈 마치로 로용을
We were only about 2 weeks in at Mount Kailash. On the 15th day of the 4th Tibetan lunar month, there was a flag hoisting by the Tibetan government at Mount Kailash. So after that was over, normally a person could go about 2 circumambulations of the mountain, but in my case I could only do 1 a day, and then we went from Mount Kailash to Lake Mansarovar and then back to India.
What year was that, Amla? Do you remember?
And Amla di chikton gugya khajusina thengyena.
아직도 국적 당하는 셔야 전에 배드니 쇼도 전에 식도 가져래 납중하고로 발 다들 납중하고 있는 전에 가도 다들 발이 전에 납중 가슴 없이 발이 달랑 가슴 대 발이 발이 전에
I don't remember, but Tibet was lost in the year 1959. So perhaps around 1953, I cannot recollect.
So you left Tibet before it was lost, before Lhasa was lost. And why did you do that? Why did you go to India if Tibet was still safe?
On pilgrimage. When the Dalai Lama and the Panchen Lama left for pilgrimage in 1956-7, I think.
56-7. You went down to join them, and then went back to Mount Kailash.
We went to Kailash.
And then Tibet fell somewhere.
Fell, and
then came. Okay, I see. Oh, that was quite a long. Is that a pilgrimage? Quite a long pilgrimage.
네, 링부 시우지 거도 왔어요. 암라 남았죠.
Yeah.
인디네 다다 제가 되네 내고 전전 중에 남의 그 남아도세 미디니 기면 신다지 걸 쇼송 아니 쇼닝아 줄을 나래 탄다 다우저라 코미 괜찮 주 거부주일 당하라를 게임을 시라 게임지 뭐니네 장고가 도되길
So even after being in India, I've been on many pilgrimages. My previous husband, he left me for another woman. Then I met another man who is much older than me, and we both do a lot of pilgrimage, and every year we go to Bodh Gaya and Varanasi.
How old is your friend?
단답발라 암랑냠도 용에 다우디 공로 가주이나
ngale lo shirak chiari ngale lo churu te chiari chiari ta ko tone lo te ni shutru go yel lao kran ton ni lo ni shutru
he was many years older than me, around 16 years older, and it's been 20 years since he passed away. And he passed away in Bodh Gaya.
Oh, that's nice. He passed away in Bodh Gaya. What are some of your favorite memories of those pilgrimages, Amla? You've done many, many. What is it you like about going on pilgrimage?
Amlagi ne saja mangpula kordo ala. Ene ne korbege saja dunju na ne amla tensu kibu daw thanda khari duela.
tensu chigo di tanga toji den do rana si ti tensu chigo ta lotari she ko de gore lama sansun de tere chigo yor ngaro ta chik tham thala thu cha chubiro che na lotari si te chiga do de gora tira ta tembar biching tira ti dul ta de ge
I have good recollections of both Gaya and Varanasi because I go there every year and try to make whatever offerings I can there.
Mm-hmm. What do you pray for when you go?
Any amla ne goga pedugane kari tenda le melam kyungyo be.
lol ta gar chore 당아도 저 직단에는 로신제 탐제라 답에 기우용하다 오늘따라 나긴 시기는 몇 강에 사보 매용하다 안에 저는 표 장어란지 용하다 답에 오늘 표 등하란 주고 배 자와 신호 센돌랑 아주 표미소도 까 못이게 되베 자와림 지금 공부 마토랑 아주 표들한 로기 용하셔서 몰라 자고 딱 바르시 자고 라올
I always pray for the well-being and happiness of all sentient beings and also for the independence of Tibet, and I pray that we get to go back during the lifetime of His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
And Amala, how do you go on pilgrimage now to these places? They're pretty far away. How do you get there? How do you go?
And Teresani ta amla doje dingda dinde Varanasi dinde pegugu yonarwa duzbe taring budwa
타타로
kandis pigyo.
당아 대 견소가나 다 로니다 다와 제대 루율 다 디네 가또 지네 립수마선 디네 미 로관한게 민둘라 동게 민두 땅게 민두 디네 다 디네 미 시싱알로 다 리시 땅은이 야동 야가 zon자 야가 ng만이 가면 뒤전에 릴리쿠마 잡치 베차마데치 젠 아니 야가디 쿨리주가치 군가데 또지데는 루율 에라고 수다들레 근데 제 똥체네 근데 라한테 깔레 코난 좀다 지카죠 또그 컨디션 중나다 깔레 잡 마시라고 말해서 근데 표현을 다 깔레 잡자 미랄 제울라 죽중이 매 표현을 곰대 줬습니다. 자 강아시케 책임도 삼금이도 강아래서
It's been 2 years and 8 months since I joined this home for the aged, and since joining here, I have not been on any pilgrimage because now there is no assistance given, and also we are not allowed to go. And in the past, my husband and I, we used to do. Work as coolies in summer, and then also in winter I used to knit sweaters, and for a livelihood I worked very hard, and I didn't think it was hard because I was used to working hard in Tibet.
Is there some reason why they don't let people go?
And tanda dine kasa negola pe machoya dinde gyumzen da jiyoina.
다 소설 갖다 다니 요 말을 다 가르쳐 소설에가 지면서 갖다 다니 요 말아 미슌 그 갖다 만은 뒤다 가르쳐 그랬다 도야 고다 도다 쳐살알
when you don't have funds of your own, and if the organization doesn't fund you, then there's no way you can go.
딱강 발라고 줘보세 아니 안발 빼샤 미쳤는데 내자야 갈래 가고 갈.
So when your limbs are not good and there's no money in your pocket, then it's difficult for one to go on pilgrimage.
Difficult. So I think, Amala, maybe in wrapping up, you could tell us, what are your wishes and hopes for Tibet? You've been a woman who loves traveling on pilgrimage and praying. So today, what do you wish for Tibet?
In amla pazu da neko da dinde nyemane peya be gaburedwa.
라온.
Ka tharing sanyi amla gira phege thendala rewa da samlo khareduwe.
나 삼롱할 따니 가르쇼래 수고골라니 가다베요 말 로코니 lep살레 엔 다가나시 따지 가디나 다 쇼고 건다마 바 몰랑 겸네 베트 저와 자와 신호 부쿠지 샤베때 바다 답에 표티 거래 이나 벨 할라마 카르 추교승마 다데등아도 레김델 때 집샤탄로 나스샤사 딱바르시 몰한테 갸고이 디갸고이 메시타 냐 정아줄 지안이 디지아민도 휴가야 가가지고 내가는 중요한 말에 가가지고 나만에다 지금 소배 소민의 제 제교인의 냠윤의 제 여라 근데 니가 싱례 고란 지기 됐다 가게 지금
amla phege thendala khare thendal melam kingu yesoimbe.
다 보대 ngaram 주 제대 다 매저 저송 다 현기 되게 되자 되는 전에 니가도 롱버리 니가도 표이 아주 저 삼제 김백 시에 섬답에 디그 영화 쇼스는 몰라 자 디랑 섬다 쇼고 건다면 디랑 몰라 자요
Now I'm physically weak, I'm old, and there's nothing to do but pray. And every morning and every evening, I pray to all the gods and protective deities that His Holiness the Dalai Lama live long, and that the new generation of Tibetans can say that this is my country, that this is my country, that this opportunity should come for the young generation of Tibetans.
That's a very beautiful prayer, Amala. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Amlage melampe ya kudus mderwa ani
Tamola jaya la kaga chiam dul simla ta kwa thinde gona sam sel nya ni kugumdo ta phe de khande chiawina khande chena phama binjani bachwani phule le de yor bal ta khonjo khande re jeme kya gi ta ngandu thugni mare ta khanse sam simla ta pe ke to khachu
I feel a lot for the people that are left in Tibet, my relatives, and also of what will happen to Tibet. And there are times when at night I lie down, but I cannot go to sleep, but there's nothing to be done.
Well, you have done something today. You have shared your story, so we can share a part of the history of Tibet from your experiences with the world.
And amlag tharin nang yores, karin nang yores na amlagi lugyu sung yorwa. And lugyu de any zambuling nang lo lang an zugi ten thugurwa amla. Thank you.
No? Okay. Amla, thank you so much for this interview.
And amla tharing an zu chiwa tilan nam tuchena.
tuchena angade yo jawashino bukuti paje majung phunglang adu syungge dige thul pe chikta kharina ngadu phusna ngaram ju takujaya yo je tuchisi seta shogweta kwarisita chumi yonja phuna mola tagara jagi ta simbe shugaya ni mindul tangadul.
So every day I pray and I light butter lamps that, before anything happens to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we can say that Tibet belongs to us.
Ah, that would be beautiful.